today, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions.
We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
But when I reviewed last week's game and saw the 4 touchdown passes that he threw, I thought about you during the Turkey Bowl last year.
Yeah,
you guys had the same stats, except he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award with his.
He got touchdowns, I got picks. I like going back watching the film with you, and we thought it was a good performance in person. Obviously was, but you thought even better on tape. It was really something to watch.
Yeah, what I loved was how he spread it around. A lot of people involved in the passing offense. 4 touchdown passes culminated it.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Open man is Quintez Cephas. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson.
Complete.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 27. And that, not a sight you want to see. Leonard Fournette very slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'll look to throw here on first down. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit.
Detroit.
T.J. Hockenson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They've got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0.
Jason Myers set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Veteran Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers ready to go for drive number 1 along with the rest of this Packer offense.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, increased out a little bit in terms of ratio.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete here. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and
throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. That's caught by Hollister. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
38-yard line.
In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snootful, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
Well, one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So a pretty early 1st quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
After the penalty, it's Jones. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
At the 20-yard line.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Here's Rodgers. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th.
Makes the score Lions 7. Packers 3.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays?
And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And this will wind up a Lions 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They run out of the gun with Swift. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
DeAndre Swift, the ball carrier.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 21 yards. And the Lions 1st down.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
7. Packers 3.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Complete to DeAndre Swift.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30.
The ball carried by the wide receiver.
This defense is really flown around in the 1st half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man, T.J. Hawkinson. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 13-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Detroit.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Touchdown.
It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from 7 yards out. And the Lions add on to their lead.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A 10-play drive that time. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run.
Jason Myers set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Here's Robinson. And able to get this out to the 25.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Adams. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards, good for a Packer 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
That's good.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They go play action here on 1st down. Looking deep for Adams. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's Dillon. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
28, AJ.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's thrown for a touchdown. He also ran for a touchdown, so they have to count for a guy that can do a little bit of both.
And because of that, that puts a defense back on its heels. Because normally you just think, okay, he's going to throw the ball. Let's tee off, put a little extra pressure on him. But when he's able to either escape or run with the ball and design plays, that really changes what you try and do on defense.
Yeah, you certainly can't forget about the arm, that's for sure. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this one is incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. They got his man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
That is caught at the 7. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
They'll run it with Johnson. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
To me, that's a terrific run on 1st and goal of the 3. They got 2 yards. I'd line right back up and give it to him again.
They'll run with Swift, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. About a half yard from the end zone, 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the... And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Jason Myers set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Here's Robinson. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And less than a yard.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he comes back with one complete. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. Flush to his right. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Julian Okwara on the tackle.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll begin up at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where it was the defending champs, the Eagles, who got the win on the road. Carson Wentz leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. From there, we're off to check out another game, and they were winners in their ball game over the visiting Buffalo Bills. Daniel Jones leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. A touchdown pass there for Derek Carr. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the end.
Jason Myers set to kick off.
The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
33.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Working from the gun, Rodgers gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. They're trying for Washington, but the pass intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
And they'll begin by running the option. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Rodgers. Buying time to his left. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
He's on the keeper.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
2nd and 6.
To throw again on 2nd down, Rodgers.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. You know that they were thinking second half comeback here. That's a big miss if they want to have a chance at that comeback.
A very big miss because time is becoming a real factor now, and they're 3 scores down.
They'll roll him out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
It's a gain of 9.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
First down, Detroit.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That one goes for 30 yards.
This play started with the protection. You have to have it to give your quarterback time to let routes develop downfield. And then it's on him to locate an open man, and he does just that. Play callers love 4 vertical routes because receivers can be open at any time downfield, often for big gains.
And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Quintez Cephas, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. The touchdown all set up by the big play 1 snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play, got the momentum going, right? You create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Myers connects on the PAT, and they open the lead up now to 25.
Jason Myers set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, though.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to a stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
36-yard line.
They'll run on first down. It's Jones, and very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
3-yard pickup. Brings up second down.
They'll go again to Jones. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the gun on third down, Rodgers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Now Rodgers to throw on third down. The left side completion to Jones. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. Back now at Lambeau. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Lions will take over. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Lions.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now Johnson. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 33. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Gain of 6. And the Lions.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go, D.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. Intended receiver there was Quintez Cephas. And it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
From the gun, here's Swift. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 11 yards there, first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And they'll get this down to the 10. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Eluding the pressure right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Quintez Cephas, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions just continue to pour it on. Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for anything. In fact, I'd probably send a note to the clock operator. Let it run.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. That time, a 9-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions.
Jason Myers set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over. That 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the shotgun, he'll throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Rodgers. Short pass to the tight end, Hollister. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Here's Rodgers on 3rd down. And Adams has it complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Short pass to the tight end, Hollister. That catch good for only a couple. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 30.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. And he's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. I think here the score dictates you pretty much got to go for it.
Well, when you look at the scoreboard and you realize that 3 doesn't do you a whole lot of good in this situation, you're exactly right. Dial up one of your better plays and get after it. Forget the field goal kicker. He doesn't matter.
The field goal is good. Makes the score Lions 35.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And at each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on 1st down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Lions, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they drop just their second game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL